The people who'll destroy your life won't throw punches. They'll smile while they gut you. They're not your enemies. They're your best friend, your boss, the person you wake up next to. And you're about to learn how to see them before it's too late. You never feel the blade slide in. That's the whole point, bro. That's exactly how it's designed to work. If some dude gets up in your face and starts screaming, if they're straight up threatening you, if they're throwing hands, you're actually good. You're safe. Your whole body goes into fight or flight mode. Your heart starts pounding. Your pupils blow wide open. You're locked in. You're ready to throw down. The threat is right there in your face. And because you can see it coming, because it's visible, you can handle it. You can deal with it. But the people who will actually wreck your entire existence, the ones who will tear your mental health to shreds, drain every penny from your bank account, leave you lying in bed at 3 a.m, staring at the ceiling, wondering where the hell your soul went and how you lost it? Nah, man. They don't scream. They whisper. They don't throw shade with their face. They smile at you. They smile big. Niccolo Machiavelli dropped some real truth bombs back in the day when he said that anyone who wants to be good all the time in everything they do is gonna get absolutely demolished by all the people out there who aren't good. Read that again, fam. Let it sink in. If you're walking around assuming everybody around you has a conscience, that everyone operates with empathy and morals, you're not being kind. You're being naive. You're literally food. Most of y'all are walking through a straight-up jungle with your eyes closed, convinced you're chilling in some peaceful garden. You're projecting your own empathy, your own good intentions onto predators who see your emotions not as something you share together, but as buttons they can push, as levers they can pull to get exactly what they want from you. Today, we're going to dissect, like a full-on autopsy, the 3 most dangerous personality types walking this earth. I'm not talking about the serial killers you see on the news or true crime documentaries. I'm talking about the people sleeping right next to you in bed, the people cutting your paychecks, the people you call your homies, your ride or dies. I'm about to show you the cracks in their mask, the tells that give them away. I'm gonna give you the vision to see what's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. But real talk, once you learn to spot these types, you're never gonna be able to unsee them. You'll look at your whole squad, your inner circle, and you'll realize with your stomach dropping that you've been feeding a snake this entire time. Before we rip apart these 3 archetypes and expose them for what they really are, you gotta understand the environment we're living in. We exist in a culture that's absolutely obsessed with authenticity. Just be yourself, they tell you. Be vulnerable. Open up. This is garbage advice. Straight up, terrible advice. Machiavelli understood something crucial. Human interaction is theater. It's performance. The most dangerous individuals in all of human history didn't look like monsters. They didn't walk around with horns and a pitchfork. They looked like saviors, like heroes. They completely mastered the art of appearance, of seeming like the good guy. Dr. Robert Hare, who's basically the godfather of psychopathy research, calls this the mask of sanity. It's camouflage so perfect, so flawless, that it completely blinds your gut instinct. Your intuition is screaming at you, but you can't hear it. Why do you keep missing the red flags? Why do you overlook all the warning signs? Because deep down, you don't want to see them, to actually acknowledge that someone you love, someone you trust, is a predator. That requires you to admit 2 extremely painful things. Number 1, that you got played. You got fooled. And number 2, that the world is way colder and harsher than you hoped it was. So instead, you make excuses for them. He's just stressed out from work. She didn't mean it like that. They had a really rough childhood. You're literally rationalizing your own destruction. You're justifying the knife going into your back. The 3 types I'm about to break down for you, they rely completely on this rationalization. They need you to give them the benefit of the doubt to survive. So let's strip that away right now. The first type is hands down the most difficult to spot because they hide behind the ultimate shield: virtue, goodness, concern. I call this type the benevolent saboteur. In the corporate world, they're that concerned middle manager who's just looking out for the team. In family dynamics, they're the martyr, the one who sacrifices everything and makes sure everyone knows it. In Machiavellian terms, this is the fox dressed up as the shepherd, pretending to protect the flock while secretly planning to eat them. Their defining trait? Covert aggression. Dr. George Simon wrote extensively about this psychological warfare tactic. Covert aggression is the art, and it is an art of inflicting serious damage while maintaining the appearance of complete innocence. If you try to confront them about it, if you try to call them out, you end up looking like the crazy one. You look paranoid. You look unstable. Here's how they operate, step by step. They don't attack you head on. That's too messy, too obvious. It leaves fingerprints all over the crime scene. Instead, they weaponize concern. They use care and worry as a Trojan horse for destruction. Picture this workplace scenario. You're up for a big promotion. You're the clear choice. You've been killing it. Everyone knows you deserve it. The benevolent saboteur doesn't march into the boss's office and say, "Don't promote him. He's incompetent. He sucks." That would make them look jealous, petty, insecure. Instead, they close the boss's door, lower their voice to that concerned whisper, and say something like this: "Listen, I'm really rooting for you. I really am. I just hope he can handle the pressure this time around, you know? You know how he gets when things get really tight and stressful. I'd absolutely hate to see him burn out again like he did last year. I'm just genuinely worried about his mental health, that's all." Do you see how elegant the violence is here? On the surface, it looks like pure empathy. I'm worried about him. I care. I'm rooting for him. But the subtext underneath? It's fatal. They've planted a seed of doubt in the boss's mind about your stability, your ability to handle pressure. They've reframed your competence as fragility. And if the boss decides not to promote you based on that conversation, the saboteur can look you dead in the eyes later and say, "Man, I tried my best for you. I really went to bat for you." And here's the kicker. They'll actually believe it. They believe their own mask. That's the key to understanding them. The saboteur's favorite weapon is something called triangulation. They never have a problem with you directly. It's always someone else. "I don't mind that you're always running late, but the team is starting to talk about it. I personally love how free-spirited you are, but Mom is really worried you're losing your way, throwing your life away." They create a phantom army of critics. They turn you against a group of people who might not even be mad at you, who might not even care. They isolate you from everyone else. And who's the only person left that you can trust? The messenger, the saboteur themselves. How do you identify them before the knife is already deep in your back? Watch closely how they deliver bad news. A normal person, someone with empathy, feels genuine discomfort when they have to hurt someone or deliver painful information. They hesitate before speaking. Their eyes drop to the floor. They want to get it over with quickly because it makes them uncomfortable. The benevolent saboteur? They linger on it. Watch their mouth carefully. There's often a micro-expression called duping delight, a fleeting suppressed smile, when they tell you that you failed, that you didn't get the job, that people are gossiping about you behind your back. They're feeding off your emotional reaction. They want to see you break down so they can swoop in and comfort you. Why? Because when they're comforting you, they're positioned above you. It's a power dynamic. They don't want to destroy you completely. They want to clip your wings just enough so that you can never actually fly away from them. They need you broken, but still functional. Damaged, but dependent. A pet. If you're dealing with someone whose help always leaves you feeling smaller, whose advice consistently makes you doubt your own sanity and judgment, you need to run. That's not love, bro. That's ownership. The second personality type is louder, more obvious, but equally misunderstood. We often assume that people want peace in their lives. We assume everyone wants calm, stability, a quiet life. This is a fatal projection, a dangerous assumption. There's a whole subset of the population that is literally allergic to peace. Their nervous system is wired completely differently than yours. Silence feels like death to them. They need high-intensity emotion to feel alive, to feel like they exist, even if that emotion is negative, especially if it's negative. I call this type the Entropy Engine. You know this person. When they walk into a room, the entire temperature changes. The vibe shifts immediately. There's always some crisis happening. Always. A medical emergency that doesn't quite add up when you ask follow-up questions. A feud with a neighbor that escalates out of nowhere. A stolen wallet. A betrayal by an ex-lover. Every single day is the season finale of a drama series, and they're the star of the show. The main character. In his book, Dangerous Personalities, Joe Navarro discusses the unstable personality type, but the Entropy Engine is more specific than that. They don't just suffer from chaos. They actively manufacture it. They create it from nothing. Why? Because chaos creates a vacuum of logic. And in a vacuum of logic, the loudest emotion always wins. If you're a logical, stoic, level-headed person, you are the perfect target for an Entropy Engine. Your premium fuel, here's how it works. They'll do something completely irrational. Blow the rent money on something stupid. Tell your deepest secrets to a total stranger. Create unnecessary drama. You'll try to make sense of it. You'll try to fix it, to solve the problem. Why would you spend the rent money? Why would you betray my trust like that? You'll spend hours explaining, arguing, pleading with them, using logic and reason. And while you're completely exhausted, drained, and confused, they're energized. They're feeding off your regulation, your stability. They're emotional vampires, sucking the life force out of your calm. Here's the thing you need to understand. You cannot win an argument with an Entropy Engine. It's impossible. Because the argument was never about the actual topic being discussed. The argument is about the adrenaline rush. The chaos itself. If you prove them wrong on point A, they'll immediately pivot to point B without missing a beat. Okay, fine. Maybe I didn't pay the bill like I said I would. But remember 3 years ago, when you looked at that waitress for too long? You clearly don't love me anymore. It's dizzying. It's designed to be dizzying. This is what psychological researchers call word salad, a circular, nonsensical stream of accusations, projections, and completely irrelevant facts designed to short-circuit your critical thinking abilities, to overwhelm your logic centers. Machiavelli advised that a prince should sometimes invoke fear to maintain control over his subjects. The Entropy Engine uses fatigue to maintain control over you. They wear you down, grind you into dust until you'll agree to literally anything just to make the noise stop, just to get some peace. Fine, you're right. I'm sorry. Just please stop screaming. In that moment, you've handed over your sovereignty. You've taught them the most important lesson. If they create enough chaos, enough drama, enough noise, you will submit. You will give in. The Entropy Engine often reveals themselves early in the relationship, but you mistake their behavior for passion or intensity. You think it's exciting. They'll tell you, unprompted, "I hate drama. I can't stand drama." Here's a rule of thumb that'll save your life. Anyone who feels the need to announce that they hate drama is almost always the main source of it. Always. They'll have a long history of crazy exes. If one ex was crazy, that's bad luck. That happens. But if every single one of their exes was crazy, if there's a trail of psycho exes behind them, you're looking at the common denominator. The pattern is screaming at you. They'll test your boundaries early on, with small bursts of disrespect disguised as jokes or accidents. They show up an hour late and laugh it off. They forget important things. They make a scene in a restaurant over nothing. They're calibrating you. They're checking to see exactly how much chaos you'll tolerate, how much disrespect you'll accept. If you stay after these tests, you're signing a contract. You're accepting the role of stabilizer for their instability. But here's the dark truth you need to accept. You cannot stabilize them. You can't fix them. You're a bucket trying to fill a black hole. The more love you pour in, the more patience you give, the more understanding you show, the more it just disappears into the void. And eventually, when you're completely empty, when you're a shell of your former self, they'll discard you. Why? Because you're no longer fun. You're boring now. You're depressed. You're drained. They'll move on to a fresh battery, someone new with energy, and they'll tell that new person that you were the crazy one, that you were the problem all along. Take a breath. I want you to pause for a second. Is there a face that popped into your head while I was describing these two types? A coworker? A partner? A family member? That tightness in your chest right now? That's your instinct trying to break through years of social conditioning. You've been told your whole life to be nice, to be agreeable, but niceness is just a social construct. It's compliance. It's being agreeable and easy to control. Machiavelli argues for virtue, not virtue in the Christian sense, but effectiveness. Being nice to a predator doesn't make them nice back. It just makes them well-fed. The third type we're about to discuss is the rarest of the three, but by far the most lethal, the most dangerous. The first two types, the saboteur and the entropy engine, are driven by human needs that you can understand. Power, attention, validation, control. The third type is different. They don't want your validation. Not really. They don't have needs in the way you understand needs. They're hollow inside, empty. And because they're hollow, because there's nothing actually there, they can become whatever you need them to be until it's way too late. Until you're already trapped. This is the type that breaks the strongest men and women. This is the type that leaves no physical bruises, only ghosts, only psychological scars that never fully heal. Let's descend to the bottom of the well. The third type is the Machiavellian ideal realized in the darkest possible way. I call this type the mirror. In clinical psychology terms, you might see overlap with psychopathy or extreme narcissism, but the mirror describes their methodology more accurately than any diagnosis. The mirror has no fixed identity, no core self. Robert Greene, in the 48 Laws of Power, talks about the power of formlessness. Accept no limits. Have no defined shape. Most people are rigid. You have preferences, morals, political views, hobbies, a personality. The mirror has none of these. Or rather, they have all of them, depending on who they're sitting across from at any given moment. When you first meet the mirror, it feels like destiny. It feels like actual magic, like the universe aligned to bring you together. You mention you love 19th century French poetry? No way. I was literally just reading Baudelaire last night. You had an absent father? Dude, my childhood was exactly the same. I know that pain. You hate corporate culture and dream of freedom? I've been planning to quit my job and live in a van too. You think you found your soulmate? You haven't. You've found a reflection, a simulation. They're data mining you. In the early stages, what psychologists call the love bombing phase, they're downloading your entire personality. They're studying your micro-expressions, your body language, your tone of voice. They're learning your deepest insecurities and your highest desires, your fears and your dreams. Why? To build a custom-made mask that fits perfectly over your expectations, that matches exactly what you've been looking for your whole life. The mirror gives you exactly what you feel you were denied in life. If you were neglected as a kid, they give you obsessive attention. If you were controlled, they give you wild freedom. If you felt stupid or dismissed, they treat you like a genius. This isn't affection. This isn't love. This is seduction, strategic manipulation. And as Machiavelli notes, men are so simple and so subject to present necessities that he who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived. Once they've hooked you, once you're chemically addicted to the validation they provide, and it is a chemical addiction, your brain is literally hooked on the dopamine. The mask starts to slip, but it doesn't fall off completely. It just shifts. The mirror begins to withhold the very things they gave you in abundance before. The text messages that used to come instantly now take hours. The constant praise turns into subtle criticism. I love that you're so ambitious, babe, but don't you think you're being a little unrealistic? Just being honest. You panic. You double down on your efforts. You try harder to get back to that perfect beginning, that honeymoon phase. You start chasing the reflection, trying to capture what you had. And this is where the real feeding begins. The mirror feeds on control. They genuinely enjoy watching you twist yourself into knots, trying to please them, trying to get back in their good graces. It confirms their superiority, their power over you. To them, you're not a person, you're an object, a toy to play with. Dr. Martha Stout, author of The Sociopath Next Door, explains that the defining characteristic of a sociopath is the complete absence of conscience. Zero guilt, zero remorse, no anxiety about hurting others. Think about that for a second. Imagine what you could do if you had no conscience whatsoever. You could look a crying lover straight in the eyes and feel absolutely nothing. Or maybe mild amusement. You could ruin a colleague's entire career and then go eat a sandwich with a perfect appetite. No guilt, no second thoughts. The mirror operates in this state constantly. They're not burdened by the emotional gravity that holds you down, that makes you a decent person. Look for the too perfect alignment. Human beings are messy. We have friction. We disagree about things. If someone agrees with literally everything you say, if they share every single one of your interests, if the connection feels completely effortless and instantaneous, be terrified. Be very afraid. Look for the dead eyes. This sounds poetic, dramatic, but it's actually biological. When a normal person smiles genuinely, the orbicularis oculi muscles around the eyes contract. The eyes crinkle. You get crow's feet. The whole face lights up. The mirror often smiles only with their mouth. The eyes remain flat, predatory, reptilian. They're not smiling. They're watching you react to their smile. Look for a history of reinvention. Does this person have long-term friendships that go back years? Or Do they have a series of completely distinct lives that don't connect to each other? I used to live in London. Then I was a chef in Peru. Then I worked in finance in Tokyo. Maybe they're genuinely adventurous. Or maybe they burned every single bridge in those cities and had to reset the simulation. Start over with a new identity. The mirror leaves a trail of charred bodies behind them, but they never look back at the explosion. They just keep moving forward. Now you can see them. The Benevolent Saboteur, the Entropy Engine, the mirror. You're probably feeling a cold realization settling into your gut right now. You've identified the infection. Now you want the cure. You want to know how to fight back, how to expose them, how to win the argument, how to make them finally see the pain they caused you, to make them acknowledge what they did. Stop. This is your ego talking, and your ego is going to get you killed. You cannot win against these personality types. You cannot fix them. You cannot heal them with love. You cannot expose them to others without getting mud all over your own soul, without becoming dirty yourself. To fight a pig, you gotta get in the mud. And the pig likes the mud. You don't. Machiavelli taught that war should always be the last option. But when you absolutely must fight, you must be decisive and brutal. However, with these specific psychological profiles, the only winning move is not to play, to walk away from the game entirely. But you can't always just disappear, right? They're your boss, your co-parent, your landlord. You're stuck dealing with them. So you must learn the art of strategic, invisible warfare. You must become unpalatable to them. You must become a ghost while you're still standing in the room right in front of them. The first strategy is well known in survivor circles, but it's rarely executed with the necessary precision and discipline. It's called the gray rock method, but I want to teach you the Machiavellian version. Standard gray rock means being boring. Machiavellian gray rock means becoming a psychological void, an empty space. These types, especially the Entropy Engine and the mirror, feed on supply. And supply is emotion. It doesn't matter if you're screaming, "I hate you," or crying, "I love you." To them, it's the same currency. It's all attention. It confirms they exist. It confirms they have power over you. When they provoke you, when they try to get a reaction, they're handing you a hook. They're waiting for you to bite down on it. Do not bite. When the saboteur whispers a passive-aggressive insult, do not defend yourself. Do not get angry. Don't engage. Simply look at them, pause for 3 full seconds, and say, "Okay." Then go back to whatever you were doing. When the Entropy Engine creates yet another crisis and starts venting about it dramatically, say, "That sounds stressful," and then walk away. Leave the room. You must flatten your affect completely. Monotone voice, minimal eye contact, no interesting answers, no emotional fuel. Become as interesting as a literal gray rock sitting in a driveway. How was your weekend? Fine. Did you hear what they said about you? Nope. You're starving the beast. When a predator in the wild chases prey, it makes a calculation. Energy expenditure versus caloric reward. If you provide 0 emotional calories, you're not worth the hunt. You're not worth the effort. They will prod you. They'll escalate. They'll try harder and harder to get a rise out of you, to crack through your defenses. Hold the line. Eventually, they will get bored, and a bored predator moves on to easier prey. Information is ammunition. Every dream you share with them, every fear you confess, every detail about your past or your plans for the future, that's a weapon they will store in their arsenal to use against you later. The Benevolent Saboteur uses your insecurities to undermine you. The mirror uses your desires to manipulate you. From this moment forward, you are a vault. You are Fort Knox, Machiavelli said. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Stop oversharing. Stop believing that venting to them is safe or therapeutic. If you're dealing with any of these types, they should not know your next move, your financial status, your relationship troubles, your biggest fears, your wildest dreams. When you speak to them, speak in generalities. Use what the military calls the fog of war. Be vague. Be ambiguous. What are you planning for your career? I'm keeping my options open. Are you mad at me? I've just been busy. You deny them the data they need to build an accurate simulation of you. If they cannot predict you, they cannot control you. Power rests entirely on the ability to anticipate the other person's next move. Be unpredictable by being completely unreadable. Sometimes gray rock isn't enough. Sometimes the danger is physical, financial, or so deeply psychological that you're losing yourself. You have to leave. You have no choice. But understand this, leaving a dark personality type is the most dangerous time in the entire relationship. Psychologists call this the extinction burst. When a toddler realizes that throwing a tantrum isn't working anymore, they don't just stop immediately and move on. They scream louder. They escalate. When you try to leave a controller, a manipulator, they will escalate too. They'll threaten suicide. They'll destroy your property. They'll launch a smear campaign to completely destroy your reputation before you can tell your side of the story, before you can warn others. You must be prepared for this. Machiavelli advises that if an injury has to be done to a man, it should be so severe that his vengeance need not be feared. This sounds violent, extreme. In our context, it means total severance. Complete amputation. You cannot stay friends. You cannot keep the door open. You cannot have one last coffee for closure. Closure is a myth, a fairy tale. They will use that coffee, that final conversation, to hook you right back in. To reset the cycle. Block the number, block the email, block every social media account. Block the friends who act as their flying monkeys, passing messages back and forth. You must disappear completely from their reality. It feels cruel. You're an empathetic person. You're gonna feel guilt. Am I being too harsh? Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe they can change. Listen to me very carefully. The guilt you feel is a programmed response. They installed that button in you. They trained you to feel guilty for protecting yourself. Cutting off a gangrenous limb isn't cruel. It's survival. It's life or death. If you hesitate, if you look back even once, you turn to salt. You become a pillar of regret. Burn the bridge. Watch it burn completely. Then turn around and walk toward the horizon without looking back. Why do these people exist? And more importantly, why do we let them into our lives in the first place? This is the part that really hurts. This is the part most YouTube channels won't tell you because it's too real. We attract these types not just because we're too nice, but because we have a void of our own, an emptiness we're trying to fill. The mirror can only reflect what's standing in front of it. If they showed you a savior, it's because you were desperate to be saved. If the Entropy Engine hooked you with drama and chaos, it's because on some level, you were bored with your own peace. You wanted excitement. These predators aren't just enemies. In a dark, twisted way, they're teachers. They're heat-seeking missiles that find the exact cracks in your self-esteem. They show you precisely where you're broken, where your boundaries are weak, where you're vulnerable. If you survive them, and that's a big if, you become something else. You become awake. You realize that trust is not a gift you hand out to strangers. It's a loan that must be repaid with consistent behavior over time. You realize that empathy without boundaries is just self-destruction. You stop looking for someone to save you. You become your own protector. The world is not a nursery. It's not a safe space. It's a landscape of competing interests, of power dynamics, of people trying to survive and thrive. Most people are good. Most people mean well. But the ones who aren't good, the predators, the manipulators, they're the ones who end up defining your entire life if you let them. The Japanese art of kintsugi involves repairing broken pottery with gold. The break isn't hidden or disguised. It's highlighted, made beautiful. The object becomes more valuable, more unique, because it has been broken and repaired. You have been broken. Now fill those cracks with gold. Learn the lesson. Close the door, lock it, and never let them in again. But here's the thought I want to leave you with tonight. The thought that should honestly keep you up at night, staring at your ceiling. We just spent all this time analyzing them. The monsters, the manipulators, the others, the people who hurt us. It feels good to point the finger outward, doesn't it? It feels safe. But Machiavelli warns us that power corrupts everyone, and the desire for control, for dominance, is universal. It lives in all of us, in the right circumstances, under the right pressure, with the right justification. Which one of these types are you capable of becoming? Are you the saboteur, hiding your envy and jealousy behind concern and care? Are you the Entropy Engine, creating chaos because you're bored, because you need the drama to feel alive? Are you the mirror, shape-shifting to get what you want, showing people only what they want to see? The line between victim and villain is way thinner than you think. Way thinner than you're comfortable admitting. And the most dangerous lie of all, it's the one we tell ourselves every morning when we look in the mirror. If this video opened your eyes, if you're seeing things clearly for the first time, understand this. This is only what I can show publicly on YouTube. There are videos I literally cannot upload for everyone to see. There are aspects of dark psychology, manipulation tactics, and human behavior that I simply cannot discuss publicly on this platform without getting censored or demonetized into oblivion. The algorithm actively suppresses the most powerful information, the stuff that would actually change your life. That content exists behind the join button. If you're still watching this right now, you're not like the others. You're different. You're paying attention. Subscribe if you haven't already. But if you want access to what's really hidden, what's really powerful, click that join button and step into the architect level. You'll unlock exclusive, completely uncensored videos that dive into the absolute deepest, darkest parts of the human psyche. The stuff that actually matters. Most people won't join. They'll stay comfortable. They'll stay asleep. That's the whole point.